Alright, hello and welcome. My name is Gary Simon of designcourse.com, and today is an exciting day for two reasons. First, it's January 1st, 2014, and second, this is the first video in what will be 365 videos completed before the end of 2014. So we're going to be covering all things design. So Photoshop, Illustrator, HTML5, CSS3. We're going to take a little bit of a look at 3D in Blender, which is a free application. So right now, if you would, just bring up another browser window, head on over to designcourse.com, and you'll see an area to submit your email. And you will get frequent emails about design, maybe new tutorials and videos, and also when I launch a full course on my website. So hopefully you'll do that on your own free will if you like these videos enough and not just because I'm telling you to do it. So this video, our first video, we're going to cover mobile presentation. So basically, if you've ever seen the different designers' portfolios, whether it be on Dribbble.com or Behance.net, you'll see sometimes it's really impressive when they have the actual mobile graphic user interface or the website that's showcased in a perspective view on a phone, whether it be an iPhone or Android or whatever. So we're going to focus on creating something like that and what goes into creating that and imposing your own work into a perspective phone. And we're going to use Photoshop and something called Smart Object Layers. It's easy, so let's go ahead and get started. So to get started, the first thing you want to do is underneath this video, if you're watching this in YouTube, is click on the link in the description, which will take you to the specific page on designcourse.com where you can download the project files. I've also linked the two different sources for crediting the assets that we're going to use in this description. So let's go ahead to File, Open, and here are the project files. So basically, let's just go ahead and open all three of these. And this phone example is the one phone design example that we're going to use, and this is something I created a while ago when I went to create a mobile app for Android. And then here's one view of a phone, and then just another one that's perspective on its side. So let's create a new document, and we're going to specify the name as just mobile presentation. And the width, I'm just going to choose here 800, and this works well with my current resolution. And then the height, we'll leave it around 2000. So we'll hit OK. And so we're at 25%. I'm just going to real quickly change this background here to white. And it may already be white for you. If you went to File, New, My Background Contents, that has been set to transparent. So by default, they're white. So that's why it would be different if it was. So we have layer 1, and we've colored it in here with white. And now what we want to do is copy our phone object here. So what I want to do is just take all these and just flatten. So we're going to take the top layer, hold Shift, and then select the bottom layer, hit Control E, and that will just basically flatten everything to a single layer. Hit Control A to select all, and then Control C to copy. So let's go ahead and paste that in. And as you can see, it's really large. So I'm going to hit Control T and hold Shift and scale down right around there. And we're going to put this one at the bottom. We can go ahead and close this one out. And then I'm going to take this, and I'm also going to go ahead and flatten this. I'm going to get rid of the glare. I don't think we need that. So just take that layer, the top layer, and hit Control E, and then Control A and Control C to copy. And we will paste that in right there. All right, so I'm going to zoom up now to 100%, or you could hit Control 1. And we're going to move this up. Make sure Auto Select is checked with Layer up there. And right around here seems good. All right, so now what we want to do is create a new layer. So we're going to go over here to the Rectangle tool, and we're just going to click once, left click. And that brings up the Create Rectangle dialog. So the width, we're going to specify 480 by 854. And I'll tell you why. I'll go ahead and hit OK. If we go to our phone example and we go to image size and we change this to per pixels, we'll see it's 480 by 854. We basically want to get the exact dimensions of whatever it is we're dealing with to match here. Obviously there's standard dimensions and that is one of them. Alright, so I'm going to close out this one real quick as well, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit Control A and then Control C to get this copied, and then I'm just going to exit out of that. And for this rectangle one, I'm just going to get a gray color just so we can see it, and I'm going to drag it down here. Alright, so now what we want to do is right click on it and we're going to convert to Smart Object. So now it's converted to what's called a Smart Object, and you can see the icon changes here to reflect that. And what this means is if we double click on this and we hit Control V to paste our design and then Control S to save, if we close this out or switch to the other one, we'll see that it now updates here. Now what's really cool about this is now we can take this, go to Edit, Transform, and Distort. So we can take this, position that there, put this top right around there, and we're going to go ahead and zoom up a little bit more after this to make sure everything's placed correctly. Take this there. Alright, and then when you have it that's looking pretty accurate, we can go ahead, select the Move tool and hit Place. And I'm just going to zoom up real quick, and I'm going to do that again. So we'll go to File, or we go to Edit, sorry, Transform, Distort, and we'll go ahead and drag this up. And that seems pretty good. And I'm just going to use a mouse wheel to move around here real quickly. Right around there, and then finally right there. So we'll hit Place and hit Control 1, and there is our design. So what's cool is if we make any change to this over here, it will automatically reflect back to the original document. So if we went to Adjustments and Brightness and Contrast and did this to it, obviously there's no reason to do that, but just to show you, we can put anything, we can do anything to this document and it will reflect here. Alright, so I'm just going to undo that and then hit Save. Alright, so now if we want to do this for this one right here, it's basically the same process. All we have to do is right click and duplicate that, and we'll go ahead and scroll up. We'll bring this down. Oops. And then we'll go to Edit, Transform, Distort, and we'll do the same thing. All right, we'll hit Place, and if you want to, you can definitely zoom up and correct anything. Mine looks a little, well, actually down here. And what we can do, so we can see behind it, we can take this opacity down quite a bit, and then go to Edit, Transform, Distort. We'll see it's kind of off. And drag this up. All right, hit Place, get it back up to 100, zoom out to 100%. And if you don't think this really looks too natural, which I don't, I think the lighting is off, what you can do is come over here, right click, double click on the right side of the layer, and we'll get the layer styles up here, and we can make some adjustments here. So we could do color overlay. We can go to, let's make this black, and we can drop this opacity down so that it will automatically kind of match the lighting. It seemed too bright, it didn't seem real. So if we just drop it down slightly there, we can hit OK, and there we go. We're good to go. So one final thing we could do is we could take this first layer that we created and duplicate that. Drop it all the way down. And say if we wanted to put it there, we can double click on the layer style. We can specify a drop shadow. And just tinker around with it just slightly. And play with the opacity. And hit OK. And sometimes you'll see this type of perspective view when it comes to presentations. All right, so that is it. So if we were to take any of these, we're all going to go to the same rectangle1.psb layer, and basically any change that's made here will automatically be reflected in all three of these presentations. All right, so I'm Gary Simon with designcourse.com. If you enjoyed the video, please like us or follow us or tweet us on any of the social accounts which are linked below this video, and also check out designcourse.com. All right, I'll see you next time.